Hello and welcome, and we are into week 2 of the Winter Equestrian Festival. It is an exciting week ahead, lots going on, lots of venues. The buzz is already here in Wellington, and we're looking forward to analysing what was last week's exciting Grand Prix as well. It's all coming up on WEF Weekly. And a very warm welcome to WEF Weekly, presented by Lemieux as well. And our thanks to Lemieux too. It's worn by the best. They're wonderful products, leading the way in saddle pad innovation, comfort, performance and style. Trusted by top riders worldwide. You can visit their website at lemieux.com, and Lemieux, worn by the best. Thank you to them as well, our sponsor each week of WEF Weekly and supporting sponsor too here. Thank you to all of those, and thank you to all our sponsors throughout the season as well. Lots coming up. Like I say, we have week 1 in the books. We're actually week 3 of competition that we are here at the Wellington International, and looking forward to a week for the big jumpers. It's going to be out on the field, but we've had our first big Saturday night Grand Prix behind us as well. Theme nights have also kicked in too. We'll talk about that a little bit later on, but especially with our guests coming up here today too. And I'm delighted to say I'm going to introduce my guests for today as well to talk all that's been taking place here at Wellington International. My wonderful lineup once again. And this week I'm delighted to say Callie Schott, star of the US team, 5-star Grand Prix winner in California just to finish 2025. Callie, it's been an amazing run back, because last year you were out with injury during WEF. Now you're very much back in action. Well, you're back in firing. We're going to talk more on how that's going and what to look forward to in the coming minutes as well. And with the family theme, I go across to father and son, I'm delighted to say, Tanner and Alan Korotkin. Alan, let's come to you first. Grand Prix rider, top trainer. Alan, you've got a busy time here at WEF.
Yep, we have a whole menagerie of students, from the small ponies to the Grand Prix, and we try to make it to every ring possible. You know, we start early in the morning, walking everything, and we do almost every single class.
Excellent.
So.
Well, we're adding your stewardship of Lemon Lemieux there on the end, who's,
yes,
again, dressed for the occasion.
Yes.
Very good evening, Lemon. And Alan, you're in charge.
Perfect.
Tanner Korotkin in the centre here, star of last week's Grand Prix, alongside a whole lineup of shining stars that night. Equal second in the Grand Prix there.
Yep.
Not very often that happens.
Yeah, no, it was pretty shocking, and I'm glad I didn't get bumped down to third. You know, I was hoping for the win, but we'll take time for second. So.
And Alan, are you behind the scenes with Tanner? How does this work?
Yeah, pretty much all the time. I mean, we've had friends and stuff always help him over the years and stuff, but I've always been there at the in-gate or something, watching every class and rooting for him.
Stewarded up through the ranks.
Yeah.
Tanner, we're going to look at your Grand Prix success just in a few moments' time.
Okay.
Very good rounds there as well. We're going to talk a little on what was a themed night as well, which was Country Western Night, which meant plenty of people got to dress up, dance around, have fun with it as well. There is Welly, our mascot of Wellington as well. We got a line dancing lesson for those that... Tanner, you were too busy at this point. You probably could have looked at the paintings later, but everything else you had to glaze past. Mix as well. They do have that buzz to it. They're very exciting.
Oh yes, I mean, I don't think there's many other places with atmosphere like here.
So let's get on to talking the class itself. A really interesting night, Tanner. There was one fence that was causing a bit of discussion in there, the Tokyo fence, which has jumped plenty of times in the arena, but was causing all sorts of problems, but intentionally or not. It made for an really interesting night. What were your thoughts on it? What were your overall thoughts?
Yeah, you know, I thought it was a spooky fence. My horse, you know, I have a lot of trust in him, and I've had him for, I want to say, a year and a half now, and so I was pretty confident that he was going to canter right down to it and it wouldn't really be a problem. He actually did take a little bit of a peek at it. I just squeezed him up there a little bit and he jumped it phenomenally.
We're going to take a little look at the rounds here as well. Your round to take us into, I think we're going looking at the jump off here. That's the fence you were talking about.
Yep.
No problem at all in the second round there at all. Tanner, talk to me about Kidmar Quality Hero.
Yes, we've won 2 Grand Prix together now in our first year together. He has an enormous stride and he's very brave. 1 to 2, I tried to get one a little bit on the straighter side so that I could bend the 9 a little bit. I actually probably could end up doing 8, down 1 to 2. I had a really good shot of the combination, really good shot over the oxer in the middle. Sort of started losing him here back on the wall, and then I had to do one more stride than I was planning over to the Renaissance, and then the 9 worked out nicely to home. Started to feel a little bit chaotic for me at that point, but we got it done. I think there were a couple of places where I could have been a little bit quicker and maybe caught up to Gonzalo's time there, but I was happy with him. I was happy with myself.
And you finished up tied in second with Marilyn Little.
Yes, I did. Yeah.
Were you watching her around or not?
I was, and I was really hoping she'd at least be 0.1 behind me, but we'll take it.
A blink of an eye.
I was watching, for sure.
Alan, you were watching there.
Yeah.
Gonzalo's round to win. Congratulations to Gonzalo Busca, who put
great.
a fantastic winning round there. What were your thoughts on it?
Well, as soon as he started, I knew we were in trouble. I said I knew he'd be faster than us, so
We've got a little look at it here.
he just, once he goes, the type of horse, it's careful, it's fast, and he made a move after, I think it was after this jump across the ring that I thought I was like, oh, okay, Kinmar's not going to be that quick, but, I thought maybe in the last line he would slow down at some point and he would not catch us, but I knew we needed a rail at this point.
He didn't do anything as decent as slowing down.
No, he didn't.
No, he keeps going faster.
Yeah, he didn't listen to me at all.
Gonzalo and I talked about it. That nine there to the Renaissance, I think, is what really got me. Is we spoke about how that was probably the most going line out there, and he had a little bit of a better shot at the wall, I think, which set him up for the 9. I got a little bit bowed out, and that's when I had to do 10.
Yeah.
So,
but was it one of those ones that you had a plan in your mind? You went, we're just going to see when we land?
I had a plan in mind, but obviously I had to ride my round, and in that moment, the way my shot at the wall was, I thought the best opportunity to be double clear, and I think I would have still gone into the lead at that point. So I thought it was smarter to do the ad there, and then still plan on the 9 home.
Callie, what were your thoughts?
I thought Tanner gave it a great ride, really smart, especially for when he went in the class.
Good stuff. We're going to catch up with our winner because we did catch up with him after the class on Saturday night as well.
And always difficult to win here. Very, very special.
As he says, very special horse. Tanner, I know you've got your focus on that night, but is that fun to ride? Are you so focused you don't notice so much? You're just focused on what you're doing technically? How does it come up when you're riding around like that?
I love the sport. That's it's my passion, and so jumping under the lights or jumping any Grand Prix anywhere, in my opinion, it's always a lot of fun. Obviously, I want the result. I try to keep the results out of my mind for the most part, just because you don't want to get caught up in that whole thing. You sort of have to just go out there and ride your round, and then typically it'll work out in your favor if you're doing everything right. But you just have to have fun with the moments, and that's what I try to do, and I love doing it. So
Callie?
And I were just really, really well connected, and it was almost like you're just so much in the zone with your horse that there's no other noise. You just go out there and you have fun with your horse.
Alan, as a trainer, how do you get someone to that point? Can you get someone to that point, or does it happen?
To have fun?
Well, both to have fun and get that focused.
I mean, you get the focus. I think it's part of the rider's DNA. I think they come along and if they're serious about the sport, they get very focused and they concentrate and they try to win, or they're nervous and you have to calm them down or you have to get them going. As far as having fun for me with him, it's not fun at all. It's, until he goes clean. After the first round he went clean, then it's fun.
Yeah.
But until then, it's torture.
Yeah. You rode many Grand Prix. I think something 100 Grand Prix placings for you in your fantastic career before you went into the training side and were mixing the two. I mean, what were you like?
I didn't get as nervous for myself. It was much different. When you have kids, it becomes a whole different thing. You watch them and you almost want it more, and you focus on, them being safe, having the best horses. You'll spend more money than you've ever spent in your life. And like before, I had good horses and stuff, but I would never go, oh my God, let's get this one.
Yeah.
I'd be like, I want it to come to me. Like him, we'll go and we'll seek and we'll buy and sell and stuff like that. So it's a it's a much different experience.
You put a bit more on the line.
Yes, for sure, for sure.
Tanner, do you feel, have you felt that through your career, or is it just, you know,
No, absolutely.
dad and mum behind me?
No, absolutely. My mom and dad have been there with me every step of the way, and obviously he's been there in my shoes and ridden all kinds of Grand Prix, so it's great to have that on my side. And, I think he sacrificed a lot early on when I think I started riding around 12, and, he was still jumping Grand Prix at the time. So, in order to get me onto some horses, he actually gave me one of his Grand Prix horses at the time, which was Rocket Man, and it was a gray stallion that took me into a bunch of my early classes, and there you go.
I love that.
Yeah, and so it was a big sacrifice to put me on those horses, and I will forever be grateful for that. And I think we work great together. Obviously, father and son, we have our difficulties at times and disagreements. So what I think is right and what he thinks is right. But it's great overall.
But it works out in the end, and you accept what he's saying.
Yeah,
that
exactly.
he's right.
Exactly.
Callie, for you, Alan and Tanner, for you, as you said, it's not always easy watching the kids do it. But Alan, he's not the only one doing this, is he? You've got more of the family do it.
No, I have my daughter Carson, who does it. It was a big pony rider. Did all the pony medals and small
won?
ponies. She won the pony medal finals, and she was USEF Pony of the Year on her pony Pepsi for 2 years in a row, and it was great. But once we got through those 2 years, we sort of pushed the ponies aside, and now she's doing the Medal McClays and Junior Hunters and everything like that. And we're moving on to horses and hopefully beyond. She's doing jumpers now, and she's going to take Tanner's horses pretty soon. And,
Are you getting a little bit of a sweat on when you see, she's coming through? It's like, am I going to stay the family top jockey here?
Yeah, I love doing it alongside her, and she thinks she knows way more than I do. Which she might in some regards, especially in the ponies. But no, I love doing it alongside her, and like he was talking about, we're 10 years apart, so obviously I probably don't get as nervous as they do, but I definitely do get a little bit nervous for her at times too. But I think I'm a little tougher at handling it since she's my sister and not my daughter. But obviously the age gap, there's a bit of tension there too. But
do you in the flip of that, do you get nervous watching her?
Yeah, I do, definitely a little bit. Like I said there, I think I'm a little bit braver than they are probably with her, but I'm still on the edge of my seat a little bit.
Yeah, you're just about keeping your seat. That's the point.
Yeah.
Staying top jockey. But Alan, give us a little bit of background, because, as you say, you've got a sister in there. You've got an older brother.
Yeah.
And he's in films.
yeah, he works for Paramount Plus.
Yeah.
And he does all the highlights and all the interviews and stuff for the soccer. And I think they just got UFC, so he's going to get to do some MMA and stuff like that. And he's working on that like
That's
nonstop,
really cool.
all hours of the night, and and he knows everything about it. He'll like say, "Did you see that game?" Like, no, it was like 2 a.m. I'm not watching it. But he's into it and he's good at it, so it's fun.
It's good. It's fun. But is that nice to have that sort of part of the family that isn't involved?
For sure. We're always horses, nonstop, and he gets a little bit like rolls his eyes at the dinner table sometimes. But in the end, we have a good talk about everything other than horses, and he helps ground us a little bit.
And your wife's involved in the whole. It's a whole family setup, isn't it?
Yeah.
How does that work? I mean, how many horses you've got here?
Like
at the
45.
And how does that technically work?
My wife Kirsty, she used to do more of this. Once she had the kids, she sort of took a step back and wanted to be a mom, and she did that more than she did the horses. But she's always there. She'll help us. She'll fill in and stuff. She just didn't do the training nonstop. But she showed out here when it was on grass, and
she's still very involved.
Yes,
very involved.
She's very involved.
And was there a point in your career, Alan, where you sort of went, it's time for me to stop riding the Grand Prix, or was it?
It came. There was a time we had a horse for him that Shane Sweetenham had given us. His name was Ollie, right? And Ollie, all of a sudden, he got hurt.
Yeah.
And I had a horse that another one that Shane had given us to sell, named Finn, and I was like, he didn't have a horse. I gave him Finn. He went and rode it amazing, and I'm like, I'm done. I forget it. Because then I was always wanted to give him the horses after that.
Yeah.
And and do that. And I mean, I kept obviously riding customers' horses and stuff, but once he started looking like he was going to do Grand Prix and stuff, I'd rather him get the best rather than each of us get a mediocre horse.
And do you see some of the guys? We like talking to Jimmy Tarano about JJ coming through and others of them being in that sort of same situation now.
Oh yeah, Jimmy's one of our best friends. I've known him since I was 17. We've grown up. My wife was in the hospital when JJ was born, and absolute great friend, and we know everything about each other, and we talk about everything. And he gets more nervous than I do. He's crazy with JJ. Not for every class, but like for the medal finals, he's quite he gets nervous.
He gets a little wound up. Callie, what were your family like watching you? What now, and a few big things coming up this season as well. Streaming helps you greatly for the family staying in touch. Do they text? How does it work?
Yeah, they usually text afterwards. And then...
Tanner, let's just flip back to the plan for this year as well. Obviously, last week went well.
Yep.
Big tick in the box.
Yep.
Where does that leave you?
Yeah, so I think now my plan will be, I was going to jump next week. I think now I'm going to save him up for the 5-star week 5. We'll see how he goes there. I'm hoping for a big result there. And then after that, I have my plan set, but depending on results, and if I think he needs a break, like after last week, how well he jumped, I don't think he needs to go and jump next week. I think he can now save up a bit for week 5, and hopefully we have a similar result there, and then my plan changes up again. But I'm definitely have my eyes set on the 5 stars, and then hopefully whether I'm on the team or not, some of these Nations Cup weeks as an individual would be awesome.
And Kinmar Quality Hero that we saw last week, is that the one we're aiming? Have we got any other? What's
Kinmar's the main guy. I also have Cardozo 4, that's owned by Tenerife Stable. He's does more of the 145, 150 classes. I have a new horse. It's just turned 9. IB Mercedes, only had him for, I want to say 2 months now maybe. And so he's a big one coming up. He's not quite ready yet, so I'm going to give him some time in the U25s. And if he feels ready after doing some of the U25 Grand Prix, then I'll step him up there.
And see how it goes. Alan, how much do you two consult on his career now? Or do you
I mean, pretty much every day.
Yeah.
Whether it's, just about something, I'll be like, you're going to do this class? No. I'm like, I think you should, that kind of thing. Or, but pretty much every day we talk about horses. We look at videos together. It's nonstop, pretty much.
And he's obviously having plenty of success now.
Yeah.
Do you remember the days as well where maybe you were having to pick him off the floor and say, okay,
yeah. I mean, going through the whole motion, it sort of amazes you as a dad, watching like, oh wow, you can do it. Things come up as we go along, but there were plenty of hard times. Hard time like absolute success, and then the next class you crash through the wall. Yeah. Or the water jump causes a problem. You're jumping flags. And those are tough, but he's been resilient and he makes a comeback, and it's just made him stronger.
And I hope you've had a few you can laugh about as well.
Oh yeah. Later it's fine. Later it's fine.
Not in the moment.
Yeah, in the moment it's life or death, and then it becomes quite funny. So.
Do you sort of come out the ring if it's not gone well and you have that feeling of, not now, I'll talk to him in a minute.
Yeah, for sure.
We're working on it every day, but I think that's something every rider, every athlete in the world deals with a little bit.
Yeah.
Callie, how do you pull yourself back up? It's great to have the success, but how do you pull yourself back up? I was watching the international ring today. Kent had Greyer out, was jumping one of the national classes just to get again warmed up. Let's have a little look. They were out there today as well. But again, I mean, Alan, from a horse point of view, you need to stay match fit, don't you? I mean, they won brilliantly in Geneva, but that's now 3-4 weeks ago.
Yeah, I think you always have to be fine-tuning and seeing where your horse is. And I think Kent's a master of knowing exactly when he should peak, and he's obviously trying to peak at all the 5 stars, and he's done quite well with that.
Yeah, 2 wins in the 5 stars here last year, but again, as you say, you can't just pull them out for a 5-star week.
No. Yeah, you have to bring them back because they have to peak. They have to go up, and you have to bring them along. Day by day, you have to get into the ring. Like, this is just a schooling round, basically, for him to sort of gauge what the horse is, especially the careful ones. The ones that want to win, want to go clean. You've got to make sure there's that balance between lion and a chicken. It's what they have to do.
And the good thing is here, Tanner, I mean, this is one example, but you will have been through it as well. Because you're here with so many classes and things going on, if there's a week where you're not, or you're building up to a week, you can pick a class and go, we're just going to go have a little schooling round.
Absolutely. I think it's great for the horses. You're jumping these Grand Prix here at the top of the standards. And, horses they're animals and they have thoughts and all that, and I think it's good to lower them down and let them keep that confidence up and all that. If you go into these classes and are making them try their hardest every single day, there's a lot of wear and tear mentally and physically, so I think it's great to bring them down and let them chill out and let them know that it's not always, you don't always have to put in maximum effort every single time.
And Alan, from your point of view, when you've got your training hat on, I guess that applies to all levels, whether you're doing 80 centimeters, whatever you're doing, you want to do some stuff that's nice and comfortable and then push yourself a little bit and then come back.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to get into the ring consistently with some of the lower levels because the kids are learning and everything, and you have to see all the rings and get the kids acclimated. But if you just show up for the big events, it's too difficult. So you definitely have to get that going.
Callie, what's Garrett's program now?
So he's going to jump on the grass this week, which will be fun because we haven't jumped on the grass in a couple years.
And he likes it out there?
Oh, yeah. He likes it everywhere.
He likes it everywhere. That makes a big difference. That was one example of those. Who's so far, all of you's, been ones you're looking forward to seeing this season? Tanner, I'm going to come forward to you first, or what you're looking forward to as well.
Yeah, I always love watching Week 12, the Rolex Grand Prix. It's always an incredible class. I'm hoping I can do it this year. We'll see how everything goes, but that's a big thing I'm trying to plan towards. But it's always fun to watch, the best riders in the world go and battle it out. And so I'm hoping I could be a part of it, but we'll see how the rest goes.
And who are you looking forward to? Because you're going to have 7 of the world's top 10 here this
absolutely.
season.
It's always great watching McLean Ward ride. I actually had the opportunity to learn from him for a little bit, and so learning from him and knowing their team that well and watching him go in the ring, him and Lily and all them, it's great to see them perform. And so.
Alan, what are you looking forward to?
I'm just looking forward to just all the great riders coming together and just seeing the good competition, from, with Kent and Laura and McLean and everybody, just seeing all of them go against the Europeans and, with Richie Vogel and all that, and just having good solid classes. I mean, we have it in our backyard, Olympic level all the time, and it's amazing.
Who impresses you most? Who do you pick out and go, I want to watch that one?
The older people and stuff, they're my friends and everything, so I always root for, McLean, Laura, and them. But the new ones, Richie, he's pretty incredible. So that's one that I always encourage him to watch and get to know and learn from them. But I like Lily Keenan as well. We like the young Americans as well.
Excellent. Callie, what are you looking forward to, and who are you looking forward to seeing?
A little bit the same as Tanner, I think. I'd love to be able to do the Rolex at the end, and
It certainly does make a bit. Alan, you're smiling at that because it is pretty special when you walk down to the wall.
No, it's amazing, and the whole fact of when Tanner gets to go in these classes against these people, I'm like, it's things that he's going to remember forever, and we're blessed to be able to have this and him to go up against them and learn from them.
And the really good days is when you get ahead of them.
Yes, that's what we're trying. We're trying every day.
Excellent. Well, great result in the Grand Prix last week. You've got lots to look forward to this week. We're going to the Grand Prix out on the grass as well. And we want to hear from all of you as well, all your thoughts on what you want to see. And even send us some of your videos as you're out there competing. We want to see $25,000 there, kindly presented by Michael Smith, fantastic owner as well here as well. Gonzalo Busca obviously goes to the top of that at the moment after his win last week. But Tanner, you're in third, could well be on the rise in a couple of weeks' time. We will see. Good luck to you with that. Rushing Marsh Farm, Don Little Masters. Tanner, Callie, quick one to you. Tanner, National Grand Prix here under the lights. That's very helpful.
Absolutely. It's good for, obviously they can still be big enough, but it's good for bringing up horses that, before you throw them out into a major FEI Grand Prix and to get under the lights and jump slightly smaller of a class and give them the experience. It's great. I'm not doing the one this week, but it's always a good option to have.
Callie?
Yeah, I agree with what Tanner said. I'm not doing this week, but it's such a good opportunity, and especially with the atmosphere here, to really get horses experience with that much atmosphere with a little bit smaller fences.
Alan, it's always a sort of good talent spotting class, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, those classes, they ride just as difficult as some of the 3-stars and everything out there. So you got to really be on top of your game. And then you know where you stand for the FEI.
Excellent. Well, good luck to you all in all your various roles. Alan, good luck to you. You've also, your daughter's singing the national anthem.
Yep. Yep,
Oh,
she's
nice.
next week. Yeah. Oh, actually, is it this week?
This week,
Yeah,
yeah.
she's singing this week
cool.
on Saturday night.
So full family night for you.
Yes.
Are you nervous?
I don't get nervous for that. She doesn't get
Makes me
nervous.
extremely nervous.
Yeah, he gets more nervous than that, but she just
I would
comes
mess up the
out.
words. So
Yeah,
She's got the singing, you've got the modelling career, it's all there. Fantastic. Alan, congratulations on a great family.
Thank you very much.
And a wonderful
Thank
lineup. Callie, well done on your huge success and everything behind you as well so far. Tanner, great result. Well
Thank
done.
you.
Good
Thank
luck
you.
for the rest of the season. Thank you to my guests. Thank you to all of you for tuning in. We're going to be back each week, of course, with WEF Weekly. Like I say, let us know your thoughts at wefweekly@wellingtoninternational.com as well. And thank you to all our supporters throughout. Let's take a look at a few of those supporting sponsors throughout. And again, as I say, tune in for all the action here from Wellington over the coming days. Lots and lots to bring you. Saturday night is National. Big Grand Prix there. Palmy Checkpoint Clinic, 50,000 Grand Prix there. And Sunday, $140,000 Southern Arches Grand Prix. Don't go too far away. See you very soon. Take care.